with Dr. Leisha, the Preacha-OK. Well, today's live is very casual. And let me see. I think everything's set. We'll see as we go. So I'm just going to talk about some of the reasons why I think my husbands, I have 2 ex-husbands, 2 of them. So you could say I'm a type of Samaritan woman, you know. She had like 5 and was working on number 6. So far I've had 2. And I'm not working on either. I'm not working on it. That doesn't mean Most High doesn't have something in mind. Most High may have something in mind, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So let me do something over here, guys. I'm gonna go to my own line. I want to go in the comment section. And the reason why I want to share my story is because I believe Most High is leading me to number 1. Let's start there. Yeah, so I believe Most High is leading me to tell this story, my story. Okay. I posted my pinned my Cash App at the top. So yeah. Okay. So my first husband, that marriage, we divorced back in 1995. So that marriage is like way old. And we processed everything concerning it. And today I consider him a brother. He's a brother. I see somebody. Hi, hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming. So, oh, okay. So that marriage is strictly for reference purpose. Strictly for reference purpose because it's such an old book in the library. You know, one of those old volumes in the library, way in the back, and you have to pull it out and, you know, blow the dust off. And, you know, so that first marriage is like that. The second marriage is that fresh, recent divorce. And I want to start off by saying that now that he's married, I feel that I can speak about it. I didn't want to give these type of details before he was married because I didn't think that would be fair. I believe everyone has the right to present themselves, present their own case, pursue new love, create a new life without other people sabotaging. So I didn't sabotage my first husband's marriage for the woman he left me for. I just let him leave me and go. And I was nice to her. Ain't no reason not to be nice. You know, I mean, if he didn't want me, he didn't want me. And if you won, you won. You know, I mean, I was an athlete. You know, I'm not a sore loser. I'm not a sore loser. And so recently, not too long ago, I guess. I don't have no details. My divorce was finalized in 2021. No, yeah, 21, 22. Just a couple years. And so he just recently remarried or got married again to the woman he left me for. So I didn't even know he left me for anybody. I didn't know he was seeing anybody. It was 2.5 years later after he left before I even knew that there was somebody else. Well, now they're married. Congratulations. And the reason why I say congratulations is because I believe he deserved a second chance. He was my second chance. He was my second chance. And so I didn't get it right the first time, so to speak. I didn't get it right with him. And I was his first chance. So to me, he deserved a second chance without me being on YouTube giving out too much information. Before he left me, I had already started talking about our life. You know what I mean? I started my YouTube channel a few years before he left me. So he already knew the nature of my channel. But once he left me, I had to kind of be quiet about some stuff. And my divorce lasts like almost 3 years. You know what I mean? It lasted almost 3 years. So I had to wait for my settlement because I was a dependent stay-at-home wife. You know what I mean? And he made a lot of money. And he and his new woman starved me for 3 years. At one point, I had to sleep in my car. But anyway, long story short, once things finalized, and here it is a couple years later, I'm a little more stable. You know what I'm saying? I'm stable because I had to catch up those 3 years. Kind of like Kamala Harris. For real, for real. Kamala Harris is going through the same thing. She hung in there with Joe Biden, hung in there with his policies, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then he just leave, exit left. Like, what? Even if it was a scheme, even if it was, we don't know all the details in the background, what they're presenting to us, he decided to go ahead and I'm gonna run. And he'll be dead before he, lose and he gonna win and all this kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then he just pull out. So I experienced the same thing. My ex led me on for 25 years and then just let somebody yank his chain, his dangling. And so, but again, back to them congratulations. I'm glad y'all made it. And I made sure I was quiet and didn't say too much. I had to say something. Come on, y'all, I'm human. The man left me for another woman all up in my face. Just played in my face like that. So it took a lot for me to be quiet because once I did realize it was actually somebody else, like, what? Really? And she lived next door to us. She was our next door neighbor. And she was white. I'm just throwing it in there. It don't matter what color a woman is, because that's just wrong and foul regardless. Color really, but I'll explain later why color may matter in these situations. It's all about tribal inheritance. Tribal inheritance. Like each tribe of Israel, each son had specific inheritance. The first son compared to the second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way down to the 12th. So it's important that people like me, we're like the most. It may not look like we're the wealthiest people on earth because we look poor. We look poor because we don't have fancy houses and cars and stuff like that. We look poor in that regard. But as far as the kingdom of God goes, we're the wealthiest people. We're the wealthiest people on earth, period. And it ain't got nothing to do with no cars and houses and billions of dollars in a bank account, if you understand what I'm saying. So, of course, all other nations want a piece of us. And they will steal and steal and steal. They're our cousins. The 12 tribes were brothers. They're cousins, they're related. But certain inheritance goes to certain bloodlines, certain slots in society. Period. And what they say, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. It just means that, like when you, like with oil, oil is black. I mean, it's rich. It's like that. Anyway, so back to the ex. Y'all cheated on me behind my back, and that was wrong. I just want y'all to know that was wrong. It was wrong. I opened up the marriage way. I don't know when y'all met. I don't even know nothing about this woman. I don't know nothing about this woman. Not anything. She just lived next door. I don't pay my neighbors any attention like that. Especially at that particular house. We had several houses. We had a couple of houses and stuff. And so at one of the properties, one of the neighbors whispered across. I guess she opened up her bedroom window. Maybe our window was open. She was, whispered. He just went on over there. I don't know what happened, y'all. I don't know. He's never given me the respect to tell me anything. So, but I opened up the marriage years ago so that I could know what was going on. And some people just like to cheat in peace. And some people don't want to be honest. They just don't want to be honest. Here I am telling everything. Everything. I'm telling everything. Open, honest communication. He was able to pull a whole secret wife behind my back. I'm like, what kind of woman do that? But then I remember I've had some friends in my lifetime that were the other woman. They have been the other woman their whole life. And I remember, just following them through life. And there are women who will sit around for years waiting for a man to leave his wife. Ain't no telling how many years that woman was waiting for him to leave, encouraging him, whispering across the driveway, whatever they was doing. I don't know. I was busy raising kids, buying homes, and trying to build, something for me because I was basically a stay-at-home wife and mom in the suburbs. So, but congratulations to them. I didn't run my mouth too much before they got married because I didn't want to mess it up for him. If she was worth lying and cheating and stabbing me in the back to get, well, then who am I to stop y'all? Who am I to stop y'all? Obviously, not shit. Because let me tell you, right after we got married, that Negro looked me in my face and told me that he thought dark skinned people were evil. I'm looking at my skin, looking at myself. I'm like, but your daddy dark skinned. You got dark skinned brother. You got dark skinned people in your family. Do you think all these people are evil? You know, I have dark skinned daughters. What are you talking about? Why did you ask me to marry you if you're a colorist? If you think your light skin was better than me? What the? But we've been married for a little bit, not long, like maybe a year, maybe. I don't know. Gosh. So I had to endure sleeping with somebody who thought that little of me. And then I had to look at myself in the mirror and ask myself, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you still laying here with someone who think you are evil just because you dark skinned? What kind of dumb bitch are you? You're a weak hoe. I had to talk to myself that way. I had to say, you know, only an abusive mother will stay in a situation and raise her daughters with a man that she know don't love them. So that's when my journey of mental health awareness began. Why would I stay here? And then he doubled down. He doubled down on me. And I don't know if it's fair to say the word force. Again, he's happily married, guys. He is so happy with his white woman. They done ran off. You know, it's a lot of people out there. I'm not going to even say black men. There are a lot of people out there that's going to say, oh, you deserved it. He's supposed to have left you. He outgrew you and all of that. And, you know, I understand. I've been listening to all the research on that, the red pillars and, you know, and Kevin Samuels. I heard all that. I get it. I do get it. I do. That's just one side of the coin, though. So he's happy with her. They ain't paying me no attention. Okay, so don't, you know, they're not, they're upper class. He outgrew me, right? Used me for 25 years to raise kids for him. So that was the other thing. So after he told me I was ugly and evil, basically unattractive, after he asked me to marry him, actually marry me, okay. Then he forces a child on me. I mean, like, I wasn't going to naturally have no kids, but we had discussed adoption before getting married because I wasn't going to be able to have children during the marriage. That was understood. I had 2 kids going in. So y'all can go ahead and say, oh, now I understand. You know, that's where that part where that's what you get come in. I get it. I get that part, guys. Okay. So, but let me just keep going with my story, you know. Okay. So he's like, well, I want to adopt now. And I'm like, well, I just got my master's degree. I just finished my master's degree, writing my thesis. And my thesis was probably like, maybe like 100, 200 pages or something. I don't know whatever master's degree level theses are. And so I was writing my thesis. I had finished. I got my degree. And so here I am looking for jobs and things. Well, he's thinking that, well, if you start working, then you're not going to want to adopt, you know, have a child with me. So he started like really doubling down on that. And I'm trying to explain that I'm not ready. I need to use my master's degree, get my career going. I have 2 kids. I want to contribute to our finances. I want to contribute to, you know, I wanted to open my own school, like my own training university. So like on the job training and stuff like that. So I had my little career goals and I thought he had a degree, he's an engineer, he's successful. You know, my little goals shouldn't affect your life at all. You're a red pill guy. You're a red pill guy. The stuff I'm doing should not have any impact on your life. Do you, boo? But he decided to double down on me, like within the first 2 years, telling me I'm ugly and evil. Really, you have no value to me. Just trying to make sure I understand that. And then gonna throw a baby on me that's not even mine. Having me adopt a whole human being when I wasn't ready. It wasn't rape in the way where you walk down an alley and just grab a girl and slam her to the ground and rip her clothes off and do her and run off. It wasn't like that. That. It was legal in marriage, in a home, a nice home in a suburban neighborhood. Having sex with a man that thinks I'm unattractive and calling an adoption agency about adopting a child that I'm not ready to adopt yet. And yeah, I can agree because life is about pros and cons. Pros and cons. Okay. I can agree that I did not choose well. I can agree. Obviously, I didn't choose well. Based on the results I got, I did not choose one. Kind of like when we're electing candidates right now. Do we really know enough about Kamala Harris to be committed to her, to be voting for her? We don't really know enough about her. But we up here, we gonna vote, we gonna send money, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So I married somebody without enough information. And then that's another video. What our dating was like. We didn't have premarital sex. You know, I was working on a master's degree most of the time, and he was an up and coming engineer. He was like his third, fourth year in engineering. So he was up and coming. He wasn't there yet. You know? Like when we got married, he was making like 45,000 a year or something like that. you know, Entry level salary. So, so after 25 years of doing what he needed me to do for him to be able to just run off with a white woman, I'm like, wow, I did walk right into that door. I set myself up for that. I had the option to accept that I was divorced. I had already just went through that. The first husband, he didn't physically walk out the house for another woman, but the other woman was there. She got to the point where she called the house. You know what I mean? Come on now. He was bringing women to my house. Come on now. This is our home we just bought. Did you really have to defile it that quick? Before we can even move in good. You didn't brought another woman in our house right in the beginning? Just like in the second marriage. You telling me I'm ugly right in the beginning of the marriage? But, I chose these people. Just like we're choosing Trump, we're choosing Biden, we're choosing Harris, we're choosing whoever. We don't really know these people. We're being hyped up, and then we're making these choices. And then these people get in office, get in our lives, get in our homes, and then they destroy them. They destroy our lives. These commitments, these marriages, these liars, these cheaters. So now that they're legally, both my ex-husbands are legally connected to other women, praise God. Where is my tambourine of a woman like this, Jesus? Oh, now that they're legally attached to other women, these women can be their task masters now. And I'm going to do everything I can to stay free. I'm going to do everything I can. I got to learn how to just be able to, love and enjoy men naturally without getting too caught up and committed. Because as soon as they catch you, you're in that trap. It's really hard to know what to do or know when the shoe gonna drop or something. Because of the first marriage, it was only 5.5 years. I knew I was not gonna spend. I got married at 20, you know, and I know how men think and stuff, so I knew I didn't have a lot of years to play with. So I said, let me hurry up and get this divorce. At least I got 2 kids by one man. I had 2 different baby daddies. I knew that was good. I do research. I'm a researcher, I research relationships, research people, just like that. And then, so, so here I am, like 25, and remarried at 26. So here I am, 25, divorced, remarried at 26 with 2 kids. I got my master's degree. He's an engineer. We finna ball, and we did. We still did that part of life and had fun. all the sex in the world. I mean, whew, that's one part I don't regret about that marriage is the sex. It was the greatest sex ever. It is. But I just regret how, I had to have sex like a porn star, even though I was considered dark and ugly. But I didn't believe I was dark and ugly. I just didn't believe it. I just didn't believe I was black and ugly and evil. No matter, he didn't just say it the whole marriage. He said it that one good time and meant it. And meant it. Proved it. Proved it. But I'm glad he got his white woman, and I'm glad he's in the social class that he wants to be in. Um, I choose where I'm at. I choose where I'm at because I want to be with my children. I want to be with my kids. And my kids are not in high society, so I'm not going to be up there either. I don't care what degrees I got. I could have 50 degrees. I happen to have about 6 or 7. But if I had 50 or 100 college degrees, I would still be with my kids. If my kids were in special ed, which my kids are grown, I have 8 grandchildren now. But wherever my kids are, that's where I'm at. If my kids are eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I'm eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. This is from the cradle to the grave with me. So, both husbands, they went on being their little baller life, doing their thing. And I was left behind like little mother hen with the kids. But I happen to be like the kind of person that love kids and love having fun and being outdoors and just doing whatever I want to do. So I try my best to remove myself from traditional systems. I try to disconnect myself as much as possible. I no longer desire to really be caught up in the traditional work system, the traditional dating and marriage thing. I did all that. I put 32 years of marriage in, even though I wasn't the one they really wanted. I wasn't the one they really wanted, but I still put in 32 years in for the kids' sake. For the kids' sake. And I know it's like people say, it ain't worth staying with nobody for the kids' sake. Where I'm from, it is. Where I'm from, if you can hang in there for the kids' sake, you better. Because after I left my first husband, I had no idea that me and my kids would go through hell like we did with the second. And I don't know, and based on what I went through in the second one, I would rather it have been that man going through what we went through than their actual real father. I think all 3 of us, me and both my daughters, will all be suicidal. And what we went through with the second man, and we went through that with their actual real dad. So I'm kind of glad. If that was written in the script of my life to have gone through what I went through with my daughters in that second marriage, if that was scripted in my life and had to happen, it was better to be with him than their real daddy. Because some of that stuff that happened with your real daddy will make you want to just blow your brains out. So that's why I couldn't say all this stuff. I could only say so much until he married that woman that he left me for. They deserve each other. They deserve each other. See, because one thing about people who don't confess their faults, people who deny, like they don't, you know, he was able to walk away from the marriage looking clean, like he was a good Christian man who made no mistakes, who was faithful and loyal to his wife. and she was just a crazy hoe running around the streets. Well, how many crazy hoes you know with PhDs running around the streets? Do you think I'll owe the government all this PhD student loan money because I just want to be smoking weed and running around the streets? Seriously? She needs to think about that while she's married to this man and laying up in that bed. What he did to me without admitting it. Now, some people can repent and go to their next relationship. They can repent their own little style or whatever. I don't know. But the kind of repentance that I experience with Most High, whenever I screw up that hard in life, me, when I make bad choices and screw up, like marrying him, it took 25 years for before Most High delivered me out. And had I left anytime sooner, then I would have put myself and my kids in greater jeopardy. Greater jeopardy. So until Most High delivered me out, which he used this white woman, because I had 5 suicide attempts trying to endure that marriage. 5 suicide. So she saved my life. Thank you, white woman, for real. I ain't trying to be sarcastic. I had 5 suicide attempts. Do you really think I'm being sarcastic? Right now. He slept with my daughter's girlfriend. He slept with my daughter's girlfriend. You know that girl I sent you the picture of? Yeah. He still talked to her. I can't believe you married him, knowing that he may mess with your kids or your kids' friends. I'm surprised. But that's none of my business. So I had to go ahead and let y'all make your choice. But he already knew that I was gonna write books about our life. I have hundreds of emails of me and him going back and forth about the books I was planning on writing about our lives and stuff like that. Even when we was going through the divorce, there was hundreds of emails between the lawyers, because our whole divorce was done online. Our whole divorce was done online. I was like, what? It was COVID, but I'm like, wow, that was something. But I'm just saying, she should be scared. And how I know is because it happened to me the first time, right? So the first time, I moved out the way. And as soon as I moved out the way, the next woman was, she just slid right on in because she was already there. It was easy for her to just move in right behind me. And so again, the stuff that he and I did not address in our marriage, it just came all out in their marriage. Their marriage became the playground for what he and I didn't deal with. Likewise, though, I wasn't off the hook. My second marriage also became the playground for the issues that he and I didn't deal with. So we both was getting it. So we have like an original family, you get married in the church, because that first husband, we were both Pentecostal, apostolic, like holy rollers kind of thing, as, you know, speaking in tongues and all that kind of stuff as you can get it. We was really caught up in it. And so when you go from that to, y'all see what I'm like today. That's all I gotta say. I went from, no jewelry, no makeup, having your head covered, no skirts, no pants, skirts down to the floor. Y'all know that old school. Yeah. Some churches still do that, and I respect it, I do. But so that's how I got married the first time, like that. And what men don't understand, when they don't know how to manage multiple women, there's a way to do it. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to lie, cheat, be deceptive. You can be open, honest, put all your cards on the table, write up relationship and contract agreements. Everything can be nice, neat, and organized. But when men don't know how to have multiple women, and they just cheat and breaking hearts and making babies, and this woman don't know who these kids are, I think it's disgusting when men have babies by two women in the same month, year, month, and name both of their boys Junior. How has she got Junior over here and next door got Junior over here? And the kids are like the same age. I be hearing so many stories like that. Women having babies within the same month and giving and they'll name the kids the same name. It usually happens when there's cheating involved and one woman hating on the other, and when it's crazy and chaotic. You know, so I'd rather deal with men that allow the women to be involved with everyone involved. If you're a monogamous man, fine, be monogamous. But if you're not, fine. Let's do this multiple relationship thing the right way. It's not right to leave people hanging, busted and disgusted. Why? Why hurt people just because you want additional? Why you gotta hurt me because you want her? Why? It's just not necessary, at least for me. So, but that is what happened. I have had two marriages, and in both cases, the men ultimately left me for the women and married them. And one case is fresh. Like I don't even know when they got married, but word has it that I guess they actually did. So I don't follow them on social media. Like I said, he was with that woman. I don't know when they met. Who knows? But it was before he left me, and she was a neighbor, so he was an easy catch and an easy pull, easy steal. And to me, that's stealing is when you don't communicate and be honest about what you're doing. That's being deceptive, undermining, it's backstabbing. It just creates chaos for no reason. I don't make decisions, at least long term decisions, without giving it careful consideration. So if I carefully consider that we are in a polyamorous marriage based on the lack of commitment that we're showing to one another in the marriage at this current time, then I'm gonna live accordingly. I'm gonna honor that. You know, Otherwise we could have stayed monogamous. We were monogamous that I was aware of. Now I don't know if he was cheating the whole time or I don't know. He was supposed to be a virgin when we got married. Who knows? I don't know what's true. I will never know what's true because of how he left the marriage. He cheated on me and ran off with somebody, and I had no idea. And just married this person, all up in my face, all up in my daughter's faces. How my black daughters are supposed to feel. And I know people, like people say, it don't matter. It don't matter, whatever. Well, it matter to me. And like, at least the first time with my first husband, that situation, we were able to work through all of that. And he was a witness. My second husband is a witness to how everything worked out with my first husband, where he and his second wife, we're like friends. You know what I mean? Like we would take our daughters on vacation together and we were a family. We acted like a family. So I know the difference between a woman, you know, like if your husband's cheating and if that woman is like being deceptive and stealing, or he lied, you know, didn't admit being married at first. And then you're young, dumb, chewing bubble gum and figure out he married and now you caught up and can't let go. And now you're reaching out to the wife so she can understand what's going on because you're hurt. I can understand situations like that. But heifers that live across the damn street or next door, see you and your man, see you and your family and your kids, and bust a move. Now that right there, as an athlete, as a cheerleader, gymnast, all this kind of stuff, my kids were basketball stars and all that. That's foul play. I know what's normal rough play. I know what normal rough play. How about the time the young girl was living in her house and she living in her home, so I open I created the opportunity for her to take them. I mean, she didn't take them, but her sugar daddy for life. She got a sugar daddy, my ex-husband for life. Whether he married to me, this white woman, or the next woman after her, it don't matter. That young girl that snapped him, it was our daughter's girlfriend. Now, that's what breaks my heart, though. My daughter got to live with the fact that her stepdaddy, basically stole her girlfriend. So he's ruthless. These men out here, they ruthless. So if he was trying to deliberately keep me a secret from you, he was probably keeping me a secret from you, boo boo, and not so much the other way around, really, because we had an open marriage for years, years, years. So I think he was just pulling wool over our eyes. So I gave her one warning shot. I only communicated out to her one time. That was it, just one. And I don't know her. I just had to give an idea. So kind of heads up. I mean, it's kind of hard. I don't have the heart to watch someone just blindly drive off a cliff and don't say, hey, hey. Ooh. That's all I did. I didn't reach out to that lady before that time. I have not reached out to that lady after this time. I gave my one warning shot, which I think is fair. And I stay back. See what happens. Well, I'm not watching nobody, but people gonna talk. People talk. I ain't watching because y'all see I'm at wrestling events and I'm spending time with my grandkids. You know, you know, discovering myself and creating things. And I'm not suicidal. I know that. Okay. And people can call me crazy. It's okay. I've been in the mental hospital 5 times, so I earned being called crazy. And so at first, it used to kind of like hurt my feelings because I spent my whole life not being viewed that way. I spent before him, the second marriage, before him, I was viewed as a good person. I went through a whole divorce and wasn't even viewed as a bad looking person. You know what I mean? I mean, even though I made mistakes, because everybody do, again, there's a degree of just natural interaction. It's just that when those violations occur, it's like, oh, time out, stop, red flags and stuff. Yeah. So, but yeah, but based on what I learned, second marriages really is that marriage where you get to fix what you messed up the first time, because you don't get to fix it the first time, so you use the second marriage to kind of clean, work, that's what it's for. And then if you're lucky, you may end up with a third chance to get it right. But I'm gonna hold that card. I don't know if I'll ever end up legally married. I don't think I need to ever do that. But other forms of marriage, I would consider, of course. The legal kind that's brutal. Like I said, I had 5 suicide attempts trying to endure legal marriage. I think I can do just natural love, natural respect, natural existence. I look out for you, you look out for me. And if you ain't doing your job, I'm gonna let you know. If you don't fix it, then you fire it. Period. I don't have to go to no courts and lawyers and all these people, bashing each other and going through all that. Pack your shit and go. you know? And if your name on it, just make sure you keep certain bills paid so it won't be lost to the government. It's really that simple. We make stuff so hard. We make stuff so hard. It's really not that complicated. Because he and I, before we got legally divorced, he filed for divorce. He left me and filed after 25 years. She could not have seen the terms of the divorce because he was broke. I'm like, what the hell? Why would you want to pull a man, break his bank, and marry him? I don't see the love in that. I mean, I see. Okay, maybe she don't outsex me, so I already know that. But maybe I like to do massages, so maybe she was better at massages. Maybe she was better at massages. Maybe she could go deep tissue massage, where I'm more of a sensual massage, like external stimulation. Maybe she do deep tissue. Who knows? He could have left me for that reason. See, now I can just have fun. He married her now. Before he married her, I couldn't go all buck wild like this. I couldn't, y'all. I had to use some discipline, And then with Kamala going through this with Joe Biden, it was just time. So now I can just play around because it's in my divorce papers that he can't even come after me and sue me for blowing up. I'm gonna blow up, y'all. Y'all watch. Y'all keep watching me. Keep watching me. I'm gonna blow up. I might be old. I might be black. And I might be evil. All right. But I'm not over there married to you anymore. I'm not over there anymore. 5 suicide attempts, guys. I was so tired. Raising extra kids. And I never even got to be the college professor I wanted. That is so unfair. And she probably better than me. And that's fine. You know, she probably prettier and sexier and more educated and all that. I've been holding all this in, y'all, because I had to make sure he got married first. I had to. It makes the story juicier. If he was just endlessly dating her, shacking up for years and years and years, it's like it wouldn't bring closure to my story. So with him actually marrying her, it brings closure. Y'all know I smoke. I smoke weed. Now, you know what I'm saying? So let your man, your engineer husband with all that money, leave you for a white woman. And you don't think you ain't gonna smoke some weed or do some kind of shit? I don't know what to say about you. Where my little trash can go? So, but anyway, it is a new day, y'all. And so I was watching, what was that one show? Is it called Zoom? Some kind of Z with some O's in it and maybe an M in it. And some kind of like Bad Girls Gone Wild or something like that. They so ratchet and hood. I love it. I'm from Detroit, and why do I have to hide who I am? You know? So my husband probably left me because, yeah, during our marriage and, while I was in college and all that stuff, I was really trying to be like Clint Huxtable. I was. And it was fun. I did a good job acting that part in my marriage. But during the marriage, when he started getting crazy, sleeping with my daughter's girlfriends, and I'm like, wait, the hood came out of me real quick, and I ain't snapped back since. So maybe one day Claire Huxtable will come back out of me, and I might be able to work at a university or something. But in the meantime, I'm on YouTube with my PhD, just as hood as I want to be. Okay, and I understand politics. I understand military stuff. I may not have the vocabulary down pat. Okay. Like I may not be able to say this type of gun is a MXZ 25 I'll do like Trump and say, look, we got some big ass guns that's gonna blow some shit up and we gonna win. That's how I'm like. I'm like Trump. Our guns is bigger than theirs and we gonna win. Get on! I'm an American girl. I'm an American girl. Whether black or white, I'm an American girl. But I'm generational. At this point, it's about generational Americans against immigrants. Immigrants meaning if you don't have at least 3 generations, I think, just look up the definition of how many years is considered, whatever. It's more than just having some legal paperwork. Okay. Being an immigrant or not, or being a legal citizen or not, it's deeper than just having paperwork, guys. It's about who land does this belong to. That's what's really going on. And so everybody want to be married to somebody black right now. Somebody that's foundational black. Somebody's ancestors who's been here like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, kind of black. That's what this really is about. That's why you have so many quote unquote immigrants, including Trump. Trump and Kamala are the same to me. They both first generation immigrants. Trump's parents are not from here. Kamala's parents are not from here. They're the same people. Don't get hung up on the color. Don't believe the hype. I think black and white was a matter of it's just a matter of stripes. Black and white is a matter of stripes. I think black and white Americans got together at well waters all over the country, came up with a plan to keep other immigrants from taking over. They needed the other immigrants to come in to help build our structures. I'll say infrastructures. I don't know. That might not be the right words, but build our roads and buildings and homes and libraries and our, whatever. Build our cities. There you go. So we needed these other people, nations from other countries, other lands to come to our land. We're just a turtle floating around in water. Turtle Island. But anyway, so we needed these other countries to come here to help build these roads and things. But we really didn't want them to stay. But in order to get their money, we had to give them something to trade. But America is well built. And so those other countries are like, look, hey, we still want to, invest. And so there's a change, some kind of we're greedy. These people not only want to invest, but they realize they were shortchanged. Somehow we have shortchanged people. We've created so much debt and we're trying to run. We're trying to get away with bankrupting the world or something. It's like we owe so many people. Well, yeah, it's gonna have to crash down on us or something. But these people have been so entangled with us. They've migrated. They've migrated with us, and they want some type of benefit too. They want their inheritance. I mean, because even one generation can get some type of benefit. But it still should be nowhere near compared to people who have been here hundreds and hundreds of years. How can people be on a land for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years, and not be the wealthy people on the land? How can people from the outside of that land come in and be the dominant sources, the dominant traders, suppliers? And it seems like it should be the other way. I think that's what the real fight is. Do you have wells? Does your family, your individual families, through the generations, do you have land in America? Do you have wells? We need to regain them, get them back, get our land back. Some of us women may need to get our man back because it's about to go down. It's about to go down. And it's going to be black and white people. But I'm talking the foundational black and white people, the, the original black and white people here. The reason why I'm all like this is because sometimes words are limited. I mean, like, I don't even have words to describe what I'm seeing in my mind and what I'm feeling. I don't have, you know what I mean? It's like I have to search my library of words to try to describe what the message is. Okay, so let me start over. Okay, so like basically, each nation, I mean, I know we're the United States, but we are not one nation under God. We are not one nation under God. We're multiple nations. We are multiple nations under one government. But even that one government, the way it's broken up, it's almost like it has multiple wives. But when you have multiple wives or multiple governments or multiple systems and they don't get along, it's easy for people to open their bedroom window and whisper across your driveway and lure your husband or your wife over into their bed. It's easy for each state to make separate private deals with other countries. So now, what Trump is trying to do, and Kamala will have to eventually too, any the next leader, in order to unite this country, will have to evaluate each state, find out what each of these 50 states are doing. What are they doing? What are they? There has to be more state accountability. There needs to be, uh, although each state is unique, has its own culture and resources and things like that, but there still has to be a I'm going to keep working on this thought, guys. I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted. My neighbors are starting to come on. They got music on. And because I'm in the natural too, I want to roll up, go have some fun with it. But because I've been like going in, you've been watching my channel, I've been putting all these videos in, sharing how I research with y'all. I listen to a lot of people. And when I listen to people, I listen to the pros and cons. There's a lot of stuff I can agree with, and there's a lot of stuff I can disagree with. And, in the same conversation with the same person. So I can see where both Trump and Harris Both of them are going to need to, of course, close the borders, which she had to do. I heard recently that she's making effort to close the borders. Duh, duh. Oh, they want a grilled hot dog or something. So, but yeah, so yeah, she need to close them borders up. Really, Joe is still the president, right? He is still the president. She's just running, I guess. Is she officially chosen? I mean, like, it's everything is just so like changing. Everything's changing. Everything's changing. One thing about being live, you just be talking. It's more random, you know. I don't know if I like it or not yet. I'm not sure. So, but I did have a wonderful weekend. Bishop came, and because he's out of Florida, and he travels around to different churches within the network to, speak and stuff. And so he's in. Sometimes he'll swing by and include me. You know, sometimes he does, and sometimes he don't. And then, but this time, I noticed that he, is including security. So we have like a. Actually, it's not security. It's not the accurate word. Actually, I'm an armor bearer. An armor bearer. Protect the word of God, especially the feet. There you go, the feet of the word. And so my grandsons were able to be around a professional person who know how to like just pay attention to every little thing. When you've been ignored as much as I've been ignored in life, to have someone notice you, I mean, like really notice you. I mean, not in a creepy way, not trying to push up on you, not trying to, but just because either it's their job, it's natural, or whatever reason, you know, it is interesting. I need me a bodyguard. I need someone to pay attention to me. I don't mind paying a person to, you know, assist me in life. I have no problem. It was amazing. And I know eventually I'll need like a driving team. I would need security. I would need, my makeup crew and all that. Because y'all know I'm going to be a star. I'm not here just because I just have nothing else to do in life. I have a story to tell. How I endured being dumped twice for the women. I'm like, wow. And there's pros and cons to everything, guys, good and bad, for everything. And I know why these things happen. I know why. I know how I contributed to it, and I know how they contributed to it. So far, I've pointed out, you know, what they've done. They left me for other women. And then this last one, this woman was right. Oh my God, how terrifying. You know what I'm saying? So I have all that narrative set up. And so now I get to really fill in the gaps live. Now that everything is legally set up. Both men are remarried. I mean, there's nothing more exciting than when your ex remarries. I mean, does it hurt a little bit? Yeah, it hurt a little bit, because you did what you did and they act like they didn't appreciate that shit. So yeah, you pissed. You have the right to be pissed, but you also have the right to be joyful because somebody has taken them off your hands legally, and you don't have to worry about them like trying to stalk you or none of that. The only thing I asked him to do, my recent ex, the recent one, the first ex, he is no brat. It's such an old breakup. You know what I'm saying? But the recent one, stop contacting my daughters. They don't want any payoffs from you, or they don't want your money. They don't want any wills or inheritance or none of that. So you don't need to reach out to them and tell them that you're gonna leave them some money so they can kiss your ass. No, we don't kiss ass over here. We be daughters, we be wives, we're mothers over here, we're feminine over here. Even my tomboy daughter, my daughter that's a tomboy, is a soft stud. She's still feminine, even as a tomboy. So, we don't take money from men that don't love us. My daughters and I, if you don't love us and you think we're just dark skinned, evil women over here, after you slept with our friends and cheated on us and whatever else you've done that we don't even know, forced us to, well, in my case, raise extra kids, which forced my daughters to have to interact with extra siblings, just for you to leave us for a white woman was cruel. It was just cruel. We didn't do anything to deserve that. We didn't do anything to you to deserve that. We didn't do anything to you, sir. So I'm glad you're with that woman. She took you off our hands. Most High used her to free us legally. So please leave us alone. My daughters do not need your money anymore. I don't need you. They don't need you anymore. You did 25 years worth of damage to our lives, and we get to recover now. And we're just now getting there. Just now. And I'm glad that I have my mind back, a little bit. you know, Guys, I may never be there, and that's okay. But that don't mean that God is not speaking through me. It don't. Mm-mm. There are people that are on medication, legal medication. That I used to be a pharmacy technician. There are people that are some strong medication. I mean, some strong, strong medication that would make smoking weed be like eating M&Ms. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody want to come at me because I smoke a blunt every once in a while, they can. But I know some people that's preaching and teaching that is on some strong. I mean, like, what? How can you even get out of bed on that medication? So whatever. Until all the holy, 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 drug-free people come and do all this preaching and teaching and deal with drug addicts. See, once a person lives a certain lifestyle, like go to college, wear neckties and, you know, and, um, you know, go to every doctor's appointment and stuff like that, they don't really want to get down and dirty and nitty gritty in the hood. They usually go out into the suburbs and become pastors and stuff. You know what I mean? It takes a certain type of person to be able to be in the hood dealing with these people who are hurting because their husband left for another woman, their wife left them for another man, and left all the kids on. Can you imagine being a man and your woman leaving all the kids, and then you gotta try to figure out how to work and pay the bills and juggle kids and stuff? You know what I'm saying? So, things are changing and people need some real solutions. And they don't care if you drinking a beer, if you helping them, sure. My God, you go around drinking beer, guys. I'm just saying, if my husband just put me out or just left me for some other woman, and the next person that's helping me is drinking a beer, I'm not gonna take somebody's help because they drinking a beer or smoking some weed. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna call my plug. No, but still though, we need to stop being so uppity It's not time for uppity. There's a time for everything. And when it was uppity season, yes, we were uppity and we was doing the uppity thing real good. But it is not uppity season. Women can live right next door to you, live in your home, and sleep with your husband, sleep with your wife. Men can do this. Men can be your brother, your father, your cousin. Your nowadays sons, actual sons, are trying to, push up on their own family members and stuff, their mothers and things. It's buck wild out here, guys. Y'all know what happened with Lot's daughters? Lot's daughters got him drunk. So once a man that is my ex, and they not my daughter's real daddy, blood daddy, once that man leave me for another woman, do you think I'm gonna let my daughters continue to talk to him, especially after he pushed up on one of their friends too? Please, what kind of woman would I be? Because guess what? He would lure my daughters in his bed too. If he got your girlfriend in the bed, he'll try to get you in his bed. And no matter if he a stepdad he trusts, it do not matter. So women, when you done with a man, your kids is done with that man too. Don't let no man be like, just because we broke up, it ain't got nothing to do with your kids. I love your kids. You can trust that if you want to. But I want my ex to stay the hell away from me and my daughters. You don't sleep with my daughter's girlfriend. Nigga, are you crazy? That white woman can have that shit. She can have that. I'm on a whole other level, y'all. I got white friends, so I don't really have a problem with white people for real like that. I just like to trip. I've been quiet for so long. I gotta be able to loosen up, have some fun. It's true. Whatever. I don't know if y'all making comments or not. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather smoke a blunt and read my Bible and teach people than just be sitting in a mental hospital taking medication. Because some man want to be with somebody else. You kidding me? But that wasn't the only reason. So because my marriages were the way they were, or because I experienced some of the stuff I experienced, it triggered me to revisit some things in my childhood. What is it about me that allow myself to be in these situations? Why am I so weak? Why don't I just walk out as soon as a man do something stupid enough? Why don't I just walk out and don't look back? Why don't I do that? How come when I realized that he was messing around with my daughter's girlfriend, and they were grown, 19, 20 or whatever, they were grown, so I couldn't do nothing about it. The grown woman, legally. Past legal, she was not grown. No driver's license, didn't finish high school. How is that grown? I mean, even though she was like 19, 20, she ain't had shit. No, no high school education, no driver's license. Why would any man want to, you college educated? I don't understand. Where's the respect? I understand the lust. Yeah, lust. Yeah, I get that part. But when you're a family man, can't you check your lust long enough to make sure people's souls are saved? I just think men need to check their lust so that they lust won't kill souls. Some people, when they're hurt, are so broke, they soul die. But we live in a world where it is okay to kill souls and keep on moving. We're like soldiers of death. Yeah, we're soldiers of death. We're just going around slaying each other's hearts, slaying each other spiritually, physically. People can't even get a word out their mouth without just cutting each other up. So yeah, there were things in my childhood that left me wide open to relive some of the things in my marriage. Some of the things in my marriages were familiar. They were familiar. Like I was saying, like based on my ex-husbands, both of their second marriages. I mean, this one, his second marriage is fresh, so they're still, all in love, honeymooning. She ain't accept him yet. So, but second marriages tend to address all those issues. So if he never admitted to being a sugar daddy to my daughter's ex-girlfriend, then if you got a daughter, get ready, boo. Because that lesson got to be learned. Anyone that's a teacher knows that sometimes kids got to repeat their lessons. Their students, the learners. If they failed a test, they can retake it before the final and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So if she's about to put him through anything that he put me through, Jesus Christ. 'Cause I know my first husband, we were probably twin flames. We were probably, a divine union. So when we broke up, we both got our butts beat down. Both our second marriages beat us down to the ground. But it makes sense if we were twins. I used the word if. So if we were twins, then it makes sense that we left this union premature and both got our butts beat down to the ground. So I'm not going in for a third round. I'd rather just be the girl that cheer on other people. I just cheer on people and call it a day. It is what it is. And so yeah, but what I like about going to church this past weekend though, when Bishop was in town, Bishop Courtney Williams out of Florida. And what I like about it is, they're just down to earth. I think they consider themselves Christians, Christian people. I'm a believer, just straight up believer. I don't have any other titles besides believer. So I think they're Christians, but they're definitely believer types. So they smoke cigarettes. We just out there. They smoke cigarettes and camping right out there on a church lot. They had goats, and they brought their dogs and goats and just laid back country folk. I mean, I was born and raised in Detroit, but by country people though. Born and raised in the city, but sitting on the front porch eating greens and cornbread with my fingers. You know, fingers. Eating with our fingers. But yeah, so yeah. So it's not all my ex's fault. It's not all their fault. You know, what happened in their marriage? Are the things that they did, are they responsible for that? Yeah. They should be held accountable? Yeah. Between them and Most High. They'll work it out. But I also contributed to the things that happened too because of my own childhood experiences. My family sent me out into the world a certain way. Their families sent them out into the world a certain way, whether good or bad, pros or cons. It's not a matter of debate right now. Based on how our families put us out in the world, we produced certain results when we got together. It's really that simple. And I can tell you why my exes did some of the crazy shit that they did in the relationship. Their daddies did. They got it from their daddy. You know what I'm trying to say? It's simple. It's not rocket science stuff for real. Most of them got it from their own daddies. They treat women the way their daddies taught them, by the way their mothers would treat them. And they don't know no better. And some men can be good for a long time. Because, in that second marriage, we were married 25 years. I would say it took about halfway through the marriage before he really started showing himself. Before, he realized who he really was. Before he realized how his childhood traumas affected his life and our marriage. You know. So anyway, this is just one video. I don't want it to be too long. I'm going to make lots and lots of videos live explaining why my husbands, I had two, like the Samaritan woman had five, why they left me for other women. There are some justifiable reasons, and then there are just some low down, no good, dirty dog reasons. And I'm going to call it the way I see it. And there's no reason not to. They're married. They's married now. I ain't married no more. Woo-hoo. But they's married now. It's legal for them to just shut up and let me be me. Legally, these women gonna make sure these men mind their business and shut up and let me do my thing. As long as I don't let no other joker, tie me up, trap me up, I'm good. I can dance around this world, you know, just enjoy myself, enjoy my kids, and go on vacation. Just, enjoy the liberty. Create multiple streams of income, and I'll be fine. I'm thankful. I'm happy. It took a long time. 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 I'm just sitting there. I don't want to put the blunt in the film. Let me just reach over and lick this so I can smoke, guys, okay? I don't want to be on the camera doing that. I'm still, shy about stuff. It don't seem like I'm shy, but I am. You'd be surprised how shy I am. I weigh like 105 pounds. 105 pounds. It's a little thing. And so, I just want to be me. And I don't want to be fake. I want to stay honest. I'm not going to let the fact that my husband tried to convince me that I was just a ugly, black, evil woman. Like, are you kidding? What kind of mirror, what kind of eyeglasses you wearing? You know what I'm saying? What kind are you wearing, bro? He was trying to convince me and not worth nothing. He was trying to convince me that. It was very intriguing. Worth writing a book about. Okay? It's really worth writing a book. Colorism. Now, did I enter the relationship with a little colorism? Yeah. Let me tell you what mine was. Because when I was a little girl, the adult, one of the uncles that molested me was an adult. He was a grown man. And he was light skinned. And I just thought light skinned men were child molesters. You know what I'm saying? And so when I was a little girl, I grew up having a natural attraction to dark skinned men because I thought they were safer. You know. And so he and I both entered the marriage with colorism. He thought dark skinned people were evil, and I thought that this light skinned man might be some type of predator. But I was willing to give him a chance. And so I guess he was willing to give this evil black lady a chance. We divorced. So maybe he proved that was evil. And I proved that he was a child molester or something. Well, no, not a child molester. No. A predator. Because only a stepfather, if a stepfather gets involved with their kids' friends, lovers, like sharing, that's just disgusting. I don't know. It's biblical, though. It's biblical. It's biblical. In the Bible, sisters marry the same man. So in our society, it sounds disgusting in our society. But in other cultures, and we have a very mixed America. America has a lot of cultures here. So we may have to get used to some stuff here, like men being allowed to be married to one woman, and maybe her own sister might be in a relationship with him. I don't know what we're going to be dealing with, guys. I'm open to polyamory, but I may not be open to the extreme that it may be required. Where families of women sharing the same men and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's about to get buck wild. It's about to get buck wild. It's about to get buck wild out here. No fault divorce. People can just, you can have sex and take a pill and don't be pregnant, like right then. Things are so liberal. That's the word we use. We use the word liberal, but the Bible just straight up says sin. We don't want to say sin because it makes us feel bad, like we're doing something wrong. Oh my God. It's not sin. We're just liberal. You know what I mean? It's not sin. It's just liberal. So we live in a liberal world, guys. We have a liberal government. You know. Did y'all see the opening of the Olympics or something? I didn't really see it, but I saw pictures. And people been complaining about all, whatever, how people were dressed and stuff. And what about the kids? What about the kids? Based on my experience, and my experience is limited, by the time a child is 5 in America, they so grown. Our kids are grown at 5. Not like grown where they can, jump in a car, drive, and go to a job and pay some bills. Not that kind of grown, but they've been exposed to so much information by the time they 5. I don't even know what to say after that. That's how fast this world is moving. And I have degrees in early childhood education, certifications and stuff in early childhood education. And I was a case manager for like 12 daycare centers before, making sure that they were, following rules and stuff and had appropriate learning curriculum and materials and stuff for children. But these kids, if they're not business owners by the time they're 12, if they're not running their own companies by the time they're 12, they're gonna be bored. By the time they're 12, if they're not running their own business, they're gonna be bored. And what do you do with, like, to be 12 and bored? That's scary. You know how much more life is left? So, based on saying this, and I'm just being random, so based on what I just said, we need to either come up with new ways or repackage the old ways. Repackage the old ways to educate, maintain lifelong learning. Because if lifelong learning continues to be where we can access information within seconds, information will be entering our minds at a pace almost like a computer. It's almost like eventually our cell phones, our laptops, and things will be literally probably implanted in our heads physically. They're already doing it to us mentally. Like me talking to you live right now. That's a type of putting some information in your face like immediately. And you can click away from me and go to somebody else and get another hit just like that. People spend a whole entire semester in college studying stuff that you can watch for a whole hour in a video on YouTube. That's what I'm trying to say. That's an example of how fast information is coming to us. People have spent thousands of dollars for a whole semester in college to cover what you're learning in one video in an hour. That's how fast information is coming in. So some information, you're gonna have to take your Bible and go, I don't need that. I don't need this information. Block it, block it, block that information, block that, block this. You can't take it all in. Information overload. Information overload. When you know too much, or you have information coming at you so fast, and you're experiencing information overload, it's like at some point you're just gonna don't even care to know anything anymore. It's almost like you're gonna turn off the light in the room of knowledge. It's almost like having a permanently closed sign on a library's door. What would life be like if libraries didn't exist? That would be like, I can't even imagine. Not learning, not having access to resources. That's how they got us. That's the key. They're overloading us with information, with loaded with contradictions. Just like the Bible. You can read one scripture that says, you're gonna burn in hell if you do this. But then it seems like you go to another scripture and be like, it's okay to do it. It's like, okay, so what's gonna happen? Is it okay to do this? Or am I gonna burn in hell for it? Which one? Hmm. So when you get people to a point where they're desensitized by something, including information overload, they will shut down. They will no longer care about anything. So when you have a person that is like de-armed, desensitized, because you're throwing so much information at them at once, you can overtake them. You can wear them down. It's almost like screaming in someone's ear, screaming in your ear while expecting them to do something. So America is being bombarded with information, contradicting information, so that we'll all just like give up, not fight back, give in, cooperate, get in alignment. So we're going through like some type of countrywide military, like mental preparation, because we're in war. I mean, like pre-war stages or something. And what's sad about it is the men in our country don't even see the signs. They don't see the signs of war. They don't hear the signs of war because of all this information overload. Everyone is screaming. All the contradictions, all the divorces, all the abandoned children. The men are weak. They're easy to dominate. In one of the videos I posted recently, a gentleman said something like he'd rather go back to slavery than to have a woman president. That may sound like a slam, but what does it really mean, though? I mean, when you really pull that back, what does it mean? To me, that point was proven when Hillary wasn't, you know, elected into office. That point was proven then. But what is the concern? What is the real concern about a female president? What is the real concern? The type of work. Men are concerned about the type of work that they will be responsible for under the leadership of women. I'm going to turn the video off. I'm going to stop. And I'll just start back up, later. But I think I'll pick back up there. Depending on if men or women are quote unquote the brains, I guess you will, behind the workplace, depending on if it's male or female, will dictate and determine what type of work will exist. perhaps women are more environmental and men are more industrial. I have a bachelor's degree in industrial and environmental health management. For the first time, I think it makes sense. And yes, I am crazy. I see some comments. Let me see. There's some comments. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Hey. Hello. How are you? You're from? I'm from Michigan. Hi. Um, yeah. What's happening here? I couldn't even tell you what's happening here. I'm just obeying God. Um, Black don't crack. Well, thank you. Thanks. Um, from the looks of it, leave the rocks alone. Well, I will say that I did spend. I didn't start like smoking. If you're talking like I'm just smoking some weed, but if that's what rocks are, it rocks. Rock, that is weed rocks. Okay. Well, okay, so yeah, I do smoke some weed sometimes because it I open up. It opens me up where I can say what I want to say. The only way to put it. Without it, I'm shy. I would not turn this camera. I wouldn't. I would just mind my business and be quiet like I always did all my life. The moment I turned this camera on, everybody turned on me. And it had nothing to do with this. Trust me. It had nothing to do with that. I've been on some stronger stuff than that. When I was in the mental hospital, I wish I could have just smoked some weed at home and chill. They had you on so much stuff. But Most High restores. He can restore mine. He does. If I come off kind of crazy, well, I am. By man standards, society standards, I am like way crazy, yeah. So, but I'm not gonna stop smoking weed. I don't do it on camera. I used to do it on camera. I used to do it right on camera. I'd be smoking and doing terror, but I was just like so tired at the time. I was exhausted going through a divorce, being dumped. You know what I'm saying? Falling through the cracks of life. So I must have hit some water and sprung back up to come. And I just want to share my story. And it's like a lot of women's stories. I mean, it's probably about 50 million women out here with books and stories like mine. Well, add mine to the pile. Add mine to the pile, guys. Add it to the pile. But what's unique about mine is fresh. It's like right now, I'm rebuilding my life right before you. And again, you may not believe me, but I am happy for my exes. I am because I do care about the people in my life. I care about the people in my life. I don't marry people I don't like. I don't marry people I don't care about. Who do that? Who got time? Who can afford to do that, right? So, just because you don't want me, don't mean that I don't want you to be happy. Just because you don't want me, don't mean I don't want you to be with nobody. It is what it is. And I think it's time for people to just be who they are and just accept the fact that some people will accept you and love you just the way you are, but most people will not. Most will not. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. You're not going to die. And I don't even cry about it anymore. I don't even cry about it anymore. Oh, and I have a birthday coming up soon, y'all. Yeah, my birthday coming up. I'll be 55 this year. So I'm celebrating all year being 55. So that's why I'm always mentioning it. And I'm treating myself to a cruise. Um, I'm going on a cruise in October. I'm going to Puerto Rico, Barbados, Virgin Islands, and some of the saints, like Saint, I don't know if it's Thomas or I don't know, one of them saints. So, I'm going, you know, cruising. Hey, I'm 55, y'all. 55. Hey, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And I'm happy for my family and my friends. Not that I have any friends, but maybe I'm claiming some. I have church friends. Church friends count, right? Yeah, church friends count. Just because you don't hang around somebody all the time, stuff like that, don't and you just see them every once in a while, that don't mean they're not an acquaintance. Someone that you do not look forward to seeing. So hey, so life is getting better. I like myself again. I'm reconnected with my kids. I see my grandkids often, and now I'm meeting people and getting out again. Um, just baby steps, baby steps. And I understand. I understand why I'm where I'm at. I understand it. And I'm okay with it. And I study a lot of other people's lives. I study other people's lives. You know, over my lifetime, I've been able to study other people's lives over my lifetime and be able to understand the results in their lives based on decisions made and things. And then, of course, we have all these movies and books and stuff out here to keep us entertained, but more so informed. I guess my real challenge to anyone, and I'm going to really cut this camera off, my real challenge to anyone, including myself, is with all the knowledge we get some understanding. And the best way to get understanding is to live. You gotta live life and experience something. And know that no matter what you experience, it's gonna have some pros and some cons, some good and some bad, no matter what you do. Even the best thing you could possibly get into has something bad about it. And the worst thing that could possibly happen around, the worst thing could possibly happen around, something good would come out of it. So even though I went through a lot of changes in my marriages, and I think that's what marriages are for. In order to create and build something, there's gonna be a lot of changes and evolutions on the journey, the process. Yeah. So change is normal, adjustments are normal. The good and the bad that comes with our lives is normal. As we prepare for a country that is undergoing, whether it's an emotional war, spiritual war, physical war, on whatever level of war we're experiencing, all the levels, um, family comes first. Reconnect with your family. Reconnect with people that you know love you and will have your back on your best and worst day. That's all we can do. So I know exactly why my husband's left me for other women. I know exactly why. Some reasons are for good reasons, justifiable reasons, and others are just for no good reasons. And that's life. And because they're legally married to other people, I feel safe to come out and tell my story. Took years because I started this channel back in 2017, and I've been sharing, I've been sharing stuff over the years. But now I can go full blown. I don't have to go back. He married her. He married. So now I can go now. Be safe, Because once you divorce, and if you're trying to hurry up and marry real quick, like, I want to be married, I just don't want to be married to this ugly, evil black woman, then I gotta hurry up and make everything look good and real quick, propose now. Hope she don't find out this and hope she don't find out that. It be like that when you're trying to hurry up and get married before too much information comes out. Well, I was holding it back anyway. We were working together on that one. I didn't want to come out with too much until you was legal. Because once you legal, then I know that she gonna tighten that leash. She gonna tighten that leash, and I'll be able to really let go, like I did on this video. I mean, to just be able to come out and say, I can't believe that man is involved with my daughter's girlfriend. I remember my ex-girlfriend. Well, she's way ex. Don't nobody want to keep somebody like that around. Like, wow. I'm so glad that wasn't her real daddy when she went to that room. Can you imagine your real daddy pushing up on your girlfriend? That would have been horrible. Better the stepdaddy than the real daddy. It shouldn't happen at all, but it happens often. And we're living in a world that's moving fast in those type of directions where stuff like that's going to be normal. But it'll be normal. So, like how I'm sitting here going, frowning about it and stuff, give it another 5 years. Family dynamics are going to look so different. And it's not about frowning up about it. It's just like, how is it possible? How's it about two men can be legally married? That blows my mind. I mean, my whole life I was told that it was right to do it, men and women. So you mean I didn't have to spend 23 years with a man if I didn't really want to? I could have never married or been with a woman all this time. I sacrificed, and it wasn't even necessary. Wow. I think my ex probably wanted to marry a white woman the whole time, like as early as when he was a kid. But he was probably not comfortable because we didn't really live in a world where it was okay. I mean, we all got some uncle in the family somewhere that, married a white woman or something. But it comes with a lot of gossip. It comes with a lot of stuff. I mean, I was told my whole life she probably gonna marry somebody white. Especially if you black and you go to college, she probably gonna marry a white man. What? What? What does college got to do with who I marry? You know what I'm saying? But I believe he felt the pressure to have to marry somebody black, even if he didn't really want to. See how the laws of the land and how written things can make us make decisions and ruin our lives and other people's lives out of fear. You know, It's just crazy. Crazy. But I endure. My children endure all that craziness. And we're safe. And he's safe. You know, people deserve, as long as we're breathing, we all have the right to create a new world for ourselves. No matter the mistakes. No matter the mistakes. We have the right to keep on living and loving. So if I was being evil and dirty and vicious, then I would have been putting all this kind of information out the moment I found out about it. I would have been on here every day just flooding this YouTube with just crazy information about them that I didn't even know about. I would have been searching and digging for crap and just throwing it out here. But I wanted to make sure he got what he wanted. I wanted to make sure he got what he wanted. And he did. And so now that he's happy, now I can take the pain and create gain by telling my story, writing books, helping other women and men navigate through these situations. Because a lot of the decisions we make in life is only because of the laws of the land at the time or what we're taught in church from Bibles and stuff, other type of books. So as much as it hurted to be in those relationships and the crazy stuff we experienced, I read some of the stuff in this Bible. The stories in the Bible are just as bad. So really, all this stuff that we go through is really not that unusual. It really isn't. Not unusual. So I'm just among many people who is sharing their story. That's it. It's really simple. And I'm going to keep talking about it. And like I said, now that he's married, he's made it to third base. No, home run. He made a home run. When you get married, that's a home run. He made that home run. So I can come out now. He had to get there. And so now it's official. I am officially free in mind, body, spirit, soul, and writing. All the bases are covered for my liberty. I don't like the word freedom that much anymore. I like the word liberty instead. And people are gonna say, "Well, you deserve to die a lonely old lady." Okay, I'd rather die a lonely old lady than all depressed and suicidal laying next to somebody. All hurt, laying next to somebody who hate you. Your skin's too dark. You think you're evil. You know what I mean? No matter how much sex you have with them, no matter how many meals you cook, no matter how much laundry you do, no matter how much you run the kids around, they're not going to appreciate it because you're not their preference. So I will never marry a man that never wanted a woman that even looked like me. You know what I'm saying? From the get go. But hey, he said that before we got married. There's no way. No way. You know what I mean? I think it's wrong when people mislead each other. You just mislead someone. If you know you don't like dark skinned people, why even talk to a dark skinned person? Don't talk to me if you don't like me. Why ask me to marry you? That's so devastating. But some people, when they hurt you, they really want to stick that knife in your back and turn it several times. legal. So until it wasn't, I'm free from that stuff. So, but and I know why all that happened. And I'll keep talking about it. I use tarot cards to help me learn how to be comfortable telling stories. Using pictures and stuff. I'm probably all kind of stuff, guys. More than just crazy. Probably like ADHD, dyslexic, all that kind of stuff. For real. Oh my gosh. All right, let me get off. I'm making a fool of myself. Too late. If you don't know by now who DrLesiaThePreacha is, then I guess you find it out. Yeah, but this election stuff, I am so excited. I love it. I love politics. It's almost like playing a board game. It's like playing chess, checkers, spades, backgammon, all that stuff at one time when you're in politics. You just got to know what move to make win. But I think if people just mind their business, what's wrong with everybody just staying in their own country, making their own country great? And if you want to visit or go on business trips and stuff to other countries, do it. But as far as going to, like, I just don't see myself going to some other country, Jamaica, Africa, anywhere. I wouldn't really go to many other places. Um, I wouldn't go to many, I wouldn't go to some other country and expect to just thrive over the people that's already there. I don't know. I'm born here in America, and this is where I want to, keep my water grass, my grass water. This is where I want to water my lawn, my garden, keep my garden right here. Tend to it here. Visit and travel around, yeah. But I know where home is. Now, how it became my home, that's a matter of history. It's a matter of history how it became my home. But this is home, America. Whether good or bad, this is it. And right now, we have Kamala Harris running for president. Whether good or bad, it's happening. And we need to be ready, whether good or bad. We got to be ready. Ready for what? War, major changes, people management. There's going to be changes in the workplace, changes in our communities, changes in thinking and attitude. If you think black women think they all that in a bag of chips now, baby, wait till Kamala become president. Child, you won't be able to tell me that. I'm exaggerating, but seriously, no. I'm gonna be just a little extra. I'm gonna be acting like drag queens. It's all extra and stuff. This stuff do smell good though. It's just cheap perfume from City Trends. I just like the bottle because it looks like a little, cute shit. I like the little fashion trendy stuff. All right, so let me jump off and smoke this blunt. I've been waiting a long time to smoke this stuff. Um, but yeah, so yeah, church is changing. Yeah, I think it's interesting that Kurt Franklin, I think it is interesting. He's so expressive, but I'm not mad at him. I would, I would dance with Kurt Franklin. I would dance with him on stage. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can praise the Lord however you want. Why are we? We just tell each other what to do all the time. Why? 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 Let the man wear what he want to wear. I wear what I want to wear. You wear what you want to wear. You know, while we're in America, well, that's the thing. We're not in America. We are America. We act like we're in a bowl of soup or something. We're not in a bowl of soup. We are the bowl. We are America. We're the bowl. So America is us. It is us. We are the culture of it. We're the pulse, the heartbeat. The people are. We, the people, are America. We're its heartbeat. America is a person. It has a personality, and we're all included in it. So if we stop talking as though America is outside of us, and we treat America as though it is inside of us, because let me share this, guys, real quick, and then I'm gonna get off. Hold on. I'm glad that final thought came because I got a comment from one of my favorite subscribers. One of my favorite subscribers. I got a comment from her. Okay, so I'll play the video so y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So I had put a video out. Okay, so what he said was all we needed from the beginning was just our Heavenly Father. We've never needed any presidents or leaders and stuff, right? Okay, so this is the comment that came from one of my favorite subscribers. I beg to differ. All right, now you go, girl. She said, I beg to differ. You are the Heavenly Father that you are seeking, sir. That's right, tell him. She said, you are the Heavenly Father that you're seeking. You are made in His image. You are resurrected. You are just like I am. Oh, go on, girl. Preach, honey, preach. We need a president for this matrix. Yeah, yeah. There's a system in place, and that system needs a leader for it. I agree. Sounds like someone need to study our story. Instead of his story, it's deeper than what you believe. I digress. Peace. Love you. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that so much. She's like a sister to me, a baby sister. And I put, correct. We are one and made for one another from the beginning. Leaders are appointed as needed from within to manage large gatherings of lively souls. So, yes, I agree. Mhm. I agree. And the example of sometimes Most High will raise up or appoint a leader when he chose in Exodus Moses. Most High chose Moses. Moses didn't even want to do it. He didn't even want to do it. But Most High chose him to lead his people out of bondage. Okay? So what if Miss Kamala Harris is in that position? What if Most High chose this woman to lead his people out of some type of bondage that we're in? You never know. She may not even really want to do this job. They had to drag her behind to the border, okay? And once she got there, she was like, oh, my heavens. Close it down, shut it down now. Oh, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. So Joe quit, bailed, and ran off with another woman. Probably not even his wife. I'm just saying, based on what I just went through, they don't tell them what Joe Biden done done. He ran off with somebody. All right. So, I'll leave Kamala out here hanging like this. Got her out here in the streets, you know, scraping for cash. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. But, in the meantime, we're happy for, Bill. No, that's not Bill. What's his name? Joe. Same difference to me. Yeah, so, yeah, we're happy for Joe. We're going to let him go. Let go, Joe. Let him go. Let Joe go. Do his thing. Whatever that is, be happy for him. We're going to clap for his service and everything. I think he's been around 50 years or something. So, we're gonna be all right, just like I'm all right, and every other woman who's been dumped by a man holding the bag of mess to fix. You know, she'll get through it. I got through it. She'll get through it. I'm not voting for her, but I'm cheering her on. You know, cheering her on, being supportive because I understand. I really do. And she's a winner. Even if she lose, she's still winning. In my mind, even if she lose, she's still winning because she has opened up our minds and put us in a zone that we can't close it back up. We can't close it back up. Once you peek through that kind of window, it's like, whoa, we're in there now. So many changes. That a beaver. There was one right by my door the other day. All right, guys. Yeah, I live around wild animals. We have beavers and possums and deer and stuff. You know, it's Michigan. Yeah. All right, bye, guys. I'm gonna turn this off, and I'll keep sharing. Keep sharing. Just being myself. Being myself. Now I get to be really expressive now. I've been holding back. Like I said, I wanted to make sure, my ex, launched okay after me. I was his friend since ninth grade. And he may not have valued my existence because I was dark skinned. And he didn't really give me a chance because he didn't really expect much from me. Um, but he was my choice. I did love him and cared about him very, very deeply. And I was very nurturing, you know, and caring to the point where I was careful with what I would say in my videos while he was divorcing me, leaving me for another woman. I was so careful what I would say on here because I didn't want to be discouraging. But at the same time, I was hurting and needed to say something. You know what I mean, guys? But now that I know that he made it to the next level, he got what he wanted. I can be me now. I can talk about my experience and I don't have to be concerned because they ain't thinking about me. You know what I mean? I'm a thoughtful person. That's me. They ain't thinking about me. You know what I'm saying? But what they did to me affected me. What they did to me hurt. I just didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve to be left. I didn't deserve for some woman, a neighbor, to take something from me. And we live in a world where we're supposed to just suffer and not complain about it. Well, I don't mind complaining when I'm suffering, okay? I don't mind. Because I spent my whole life being quiet, suffering in silence. And I said, forget that. I end up in the hospital 5 times trying to cover for other people, keeping other people's dirty secrets. They hurt me and running off and being happy. I said, forget that. Mm-mm. Quiet to benefit other people. Being quiet to benefit other people. And I'm trying to kill myself in silence while my silence is letting them get a foothold in a whole new life without me and a better life without me. I said, I must be a fool. I need to get my head out of these PhD books and live. Because these women is out here snatching up husbands. They, just right next door, lifting up their windows, snatching husbands out your bedroom, across the driveway. It's a truck. My God. They can be just visiting your house, visiting individual man, a child. Woo. But it's legal for two men to marry. So now, legally, a man could leave me for another woman and a man. I said, okay, it's time for me to stop. Okay, I'm done. I can be left for another man too. Jesus Christ. But to be left of, which one hurt the most? Being left for a man, being left for another woman, or being left for, you know, uh, um, someone of a different race? Which one feel worse? I don't know. I think anytime someone steals from you, that hurts. I don't think just being left alone hurt. I think it's the sneaky behind your back. That's the part that got the sneakiness, the quiet, just not knowing that right there. That's probably why I'm a believer. When I read that Bible, I'm a believer. I have an inquiring mind. I have the right to know certain things. I have a bachelor's degree in environmental health and safety. And, I had to learn a lot about ocean. And the biggest part about ocean is the right to know. I had the right to know my husband had another woman. And I had the right to know it was my next door neighbor. I had the right to know. You home. I've been waiting all this time for them to get married to call her a home. A home wrecking home. I waited all this time, guys. Woo, that felt so good. All right, let me get on off this live, y'all. I feel better. I think y'all about to meet a whole different DrLesiaThePreacha. I didn't know. When Dolly Parton, that song Jolene, 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 hello, Jolene, Jolene. No, but she can keep them. I just want the other 50% of the pension. If I can get 100% of the pension, I would be happy. She can keep that whole man. It's the pension that you stole. When you caused my husband to divorce me, it took, 50% of my retirement income away. That's why I'm calling you a home wrecking hoe. Because I was already sharing them anyway. I had been sharing them for 8 years or longer. Who knows how long I've been sharing them? Only you could verify that. But home wrecking hoes steal your money. That's the problem. Because now the money that you taking is really taken away from my grandkids. That he and I have shared white women before, you know. Really, we were swingers. Me and my husband were swingers together. We've been with other couples. We used to swing with other couples and all that. We've been with white women together. So, but again, those white people didn't steal. We went into these beds on agreement. When you agree to foursomes and threesomes and stuff, that's one thing. But when someone steal your 50% of your pension, bitch, that's some Vaseline and earrings. That's all I'm saying. That's Vaseline and earrings. Don't come across my path. I'm just saying. Show up and show out on my channel. I've been waiting. I told him I sent him my email a few months ago. Married yet? I'm just waiting patiently. Because I want to change the home record laws. Because they're talking about changing the no fault law. See, he made it just in time. See, if they change it to where it's no more no fault divorce, these men can't be running off giving the other woman. I put in 25 years and she gonna take 50% of what I earned. Girl, bye. Yeah, change them laws back. No men should be able to get married to each other and take the no fault thing off the table. Because I ain't cheat on you. Mm-mm. I ain't cheat on you. Not like you did me. How about I never cheated on you? How about that? We took a whole year together to research open marriages. And we agreed to be open together. And you still cheated? That woman don't know what she in for. She has no idea. But I'm gonna spend the rest of my channel talking about, my experience and help other women avoid being treated this way. Okay. And that's why I think had I had a prenup with him, then they would not have been able to drag that divorce all them years like that, trying to starve me out. They wanted me, she and him, she's in the medical field. She's in the medical field. She knew that could trigger me to kill myself. She knew. She knew. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wanted me to die. She wanted me to die. Well, I ain't going nowhere. Hey, I ain't going nowhere. Girl, and I'm gonna blow up, honey, and she gonna be seeing me all over the world. Okay. see, the second, my first divorce, that lady, she and I were friends, so I couldn't like torture her. Okay, I couldn't torture her. I had compassion for her. She apologized. We became friends. I actually love her. It's like sister wives. Sometimes you could be a sister wife with your husbands, other women. You can be friends with them as sister wives. But when a woman just flat up busts up in your shit and steal it, it's like, what? Girl, seriously. Where I come from, you get a serious beat down. But I ain't go there because I'm older now. And but I'm gonna let God deal with it because you stole my money. Yeah, yeah. You didn't have to go down that way. That's okay. He's cheating on you. He still got his sugar baby right there. She want her diaper money. She want her diaper money on time. These young girls don't be playing. Well, she ain't even, I don't even think she's 30 years old. We 55. This girl ain't even 30. And she is so addicted to him, attached to him. And he got a whole wife, a new one. That's something. So again, there's a better way to live polyamorous, poly. There's a better way to have multiple wives. There's a better way to manage a country with multiple states. There's better ways to communicate. When I look at Project 25, or when I hear about some of the stuff that's in it, it just sounds like it's trying to reset things to a more, it's like it's trying to recalibrate. I mean, in order to recalibrate or to reset something, you have to start at some type of point. You got to start somewhere. There has to be a beginning point. And the only consistent, universal book, document that we have is this. Unless someone has something better, something different that can be universal. For whatever reason, this book right here made it. Unless somebody bring up something else. That's what we got. That's what we are. So that's why I learned it. I read it. Even when I'm reading, while I'm reading, if I don't believe every bit at that moment or don't have full understanding at that moment, there's so much there. I just keep reading. Trust me, something will bring me back to it. But there's so much in that Bible. It takes a lifetime. And good thing we have one, right? Yeah, so again, yeah, it hurt when my exes left me for other women. It did hurt. But ultimately, I used those relationships to grow, to see myself in the mirror, to know what to work on, you know, to know what to heal from. So that's what they were. They were there for. And they're over. Both of them, they're over. They're complete. They're married to new women. Oh, Jesus. I mean, most women don't be celebrating when their exes are married to new people. I know they normally don't. But I am, because it just means that it's an absolute closed door. It's absolutely closed. And even though the relationships didn't last and they actually ended in stuff, but I can look at them as an individual and say, I did a good job. They were both able to look good, have money, be plentiful, and move on to the next person without a scratch. So I was the one both times end up kind of poor and having to start all over and rebuild, and both times. So to me, that's a reflection of how poor of a job they did. What man leaves any woman worse than she was when he met her. What man do that? The Bible says if you don't like your wife anymore, if you're displeased with her, give her a letter so that she can go be with somebody else. In other words, break her off to the point where she is living a lifestyle where she can just go right on like you did. I should have been able to move on to my next relationship looking as put together as they were. Why did I have to be sent off from both marriages looking all tore up from the flow up when they looked like they were in their best Easter suits? When they were secure women that were, like me or better or whatever. Not that anyone's better than each other, but you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make a point. You know, when somebody leaves somebody, people tend to say, well, they must have found somebody better. So I'm just going along with that narrative. Not that I believe that's the case. But, yeah, I'm dramatic. So, yeah, getting back into the groove of it. Yeah, so, you know, I'm just one of those people who genuinely, sincerely are happy for the people, for real. I mean, I still may talk my smack, because if you did me wrong, I had a right to talk about it. I mean, like, what? You supposed to just tear up my life, and I'm supposed to just be like, no, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to do better. I'm going to rebuild. You know, I'm going to do what I have to do to move forward. What I have to do. They did what they had to do to save themselves from the broken marriage. I have to do what I have to do to save myself from that same broken marriage. My mouth is so dry, I can't wait to drink something. Okay, guys. Bye. I'm out of here. I'm done running my mouth. I just got started running my mouth, though, y'all. That's just this video. I'll be back. I'll be back. I've waited years to be able to go live. Whenever I want to. All right. Bye.